question number 9 is about what has surprised us about members of our team. And maybe surprise isn't quite the right word. And here's an example. When we were having our interviews, one of the questions that we asked one of our team members, Joey, again, because I feel like he has a lot of profound things to say. Joey has been known to, on a day for fun, go to the beach and dig a giant hole, which apparently he really enjoys, which I find particularly interesting because on my list of things that I would do anything to avoid, it is digging any kind of a hole for any reason in any amount. I just don't like it. So for me to look at someone who could do that all day and be having fun with it, just number one, it doesn't compute for me. And then number 2, I wanted to get to the understanding of his perspective. And when he was prodded a little bit, why does he like digging holes? He said it's because he can look at that hole and he can say, I dug that. And that taught me something. I'm sure the lessons are still coming on that one. But it was something that I'd never even fathomed that I was just taught last week.
Well, I've gotten to think about, that's another great example of something that's been racing through my mind over the course of all of this. You know, our new office was built in 1883, which I just recognized last night that that's only like 15, 16 years after the Civil War. And all of a sudden I started going down this cosmic wormhole of how we work as human beings and how our energy works. And I got to thinking about every time that we go in, this is a big backstory to where I'm going, but every time that we go in to renovate a swimming pool and we break out that patio, we've now stripped the work that someone else once did, that their energy is still there. It kind of profoundly changed, much like you're saying, why did you dig that hole? Because I could, or because I can look at it and say, wow, I dug that hole. It's that same thing of when we're taking someone else's work away and replacing it with ours, the importance to honor that work we just took away. Because in the past it was, oh shit, there's another concrete patio to break up, and you just break it up and throw it away. But I got to thinking about the humanness of doing that. That somebody, whether they loved it or not, did that by hand. They did the work. They did this thing that was so functional, and maybe the patio's 2 years old and maybe the patio's 30 years old. More of them are 30 years old than 2 years old that we break out. But in the 30 years that functioned for what it was, it meant something. And maybe that guy has passed away or gone on or retired or whatever, but we're now stripping the earth of what he's done to redo it with something we've done. And it was just a point of thought, and it goes right to Joey's, wow, I did that. 30 years ago, somebody stood there at that patio and said, wow, I did that.